We're following some news of multiple fires in Salt Lake County right now, but one of them is extremely visible, and I want to show it to you right now. I have a couple different camera perspectives up. I'm going to actually show them to you off of different screens here. This one's probably the most visible right now. It's from one of the UDOT cameras over in Holiday. This camera here is from Van Winkle Expressway at 56 South. The fire itself, as far as we understand, is 46th South and 13th East, and that is in Holiday. And I want to show you a video that I grabbed off of the UDOT camera earlier that shows what looked like some sort of an explosion. You can watch that in big flames come up real quick. That was about 30 minutes ago. You could see that on some of the social channels, but again, if I zoom in here, you can see from a different camera angle on a UDOT camera, this general area. There's been a lot of conversation out there about apartments in the area and the potential for some evacuations. We're trying to get all that confirmed right now. We've actually got a crew on scene here. So this is what his camera looks like as he's talking to just somebody who lives in this area. So we're covering this from all angles here. But again, as we look at it from our perspective in downtown Salt Lake City, you can see this all over the valley. Big black plume of smoke in Holiday. And again, that address for you is 46 South, 13th East. And if you were to look back at it on this camera, makes it easier when I can show you all these different perspectives. You can see this here. And if we actually toggle back to the other screen that you probably can hear some of the audio from, we've got more responding fire crews pulling up to the scene here. And this, I know the picture is a little granulated here because I'm pulling this off of one of the live feeds that we have from our studio coming in, but it shows the sheer amount of response to this, along with this gentleman here that our photographer's talking with right now. But again, perhaps the most visible video of something that was really telling was this semi-looking explosion with these massive flames. And this was at about, I want to say 30 minutes ago from the time that we are talking, from a different perspective on a different camera. And it shows just how volatile this situation was. And we were listening to this as fire crews were talking about another fire over on the west side of Salt Lake City that was a grass fire, and also determined that that one was potentially moving towards an apartment complex. So there's a little complexity here in terms of that communication. Was one that fire versus the other? But again, if you were to look at this live, like I'm looking right now, everyone basically in the Salt Lake Valley can see this because of that large plume of smoke. I was just hearing from one of our crew members who walked back into the building here. You can actually smell it in downtown Salt Lake City. But again, as you look at this, we're trying to gather more information on what this is. As we've been told, there was an apartment complex area. There were evacuations that were conducted in this area. And just the sheer amount of response here and fire crews that are working to try to get this under control. Because you look from this perspective with all the engines that are there, you're seeing the Unified Fire Authority engines here. This is what it looks like from a different angle. So as you see what we see, this is a very active situation that we're trying to figure out exactly what is burning and who is affected here. Ultimately, that the goal is to show you what is happening here in the Salt Lake area. The impressive parts of this is you get a perspective of areas that fire crews are working. When you can see some of that light gray smoke, it's an indicator that that fire is either running out of steam or they are getting water on it. But there's still a huge black plume of smoke coming up from the Holiday, Utah area. So for those of you joining us here on YouTube Live and say, where is this? It is about 46 South, 13th East in Holiday. I'm trying to toggle between some screens here to show you the information that we know. But again, we do have a crew member on scene. One of these videos I'm going to show you right now is coming from somebody who responded to my social media post, actually. So I'm going to show it to you as we are live on YouTube Live. I'm just going to put it in motion so you can see it. I'll flip it around here. I know it's not the easiest way to get it done, but this is from a nearby building. You can see that smoke billowing out and then that kind of general area and the Wasatch Mountain view in the back, but just a thick column. And then there's the wide view. It actually shows a really good perspective of this. And this is in Holiday again, about 42nd South and 13th East. So that was a video that was just shared with us on social that I was looking through. But here's the area right now, traffic impacts, people that are just standing there kind of watching this and taking this all in from one of our photographers. It's on scene there. Law enforcement out there working traffic control, because it's obvious this is a very active situation. When you look at it from this angle, you see exactly what fire crews are up against. And we actually just shared a story with you yesterday on 2 News, because we've had lots of wildfires and situations, especially in the southern part of the state, that have damaged homes and cabins and other structures and outbuildings. And we took that angle and talked about the urban firefighting setting, which is what structure firefighters do, structural-based departments like Salt Lake City and Unified Fire Authority. We just switched our camera over to that original view, so I wanted to show it to you again. But this is from Van Winkle Expressway and 13th East, right now in Holiday, and that is just a massive column of smoke. And I actually just got an alert on my phone here that showed that this was also part of a vegetation fire. So not just a structure, but nearby vegetation around here as well is something that fire crews are having to work towards. I know this isn't the best perspective because the colors are a little bit grayed out, but on scene it shows the sheer amount of crews that are out there and trying to figure out how to protect nearby structures. This is an urban setting. This is a neighborhood. This is where homes are. This is where apartments are. So as we learn more about what is actually on fire here, we will share that with you. Someone mentioning to me in a comment here on social media, looks like it could have been a gas line area, and that there's a structure nearby that had a gas line. So there's lots of different angles here of what people are sharing with us, and we're trying to get that verified information to you. But again, as we look back here live from one of the UDOT cameras in the area, that large plume of smoke here, and then it's just continuing to look off in the distance behind that label here of the roadway. It's just continuing to chew out past these apartments, which are a little bit of a distance away, and then back to our live camera here on the road showing fire crews at work. So a lot to take in, a lot of preliminary information. But again, the really telling thing is the live camera that we're showing you right now of this area and of this situation. It's evolving, and it's something that I know a lot of you in the Salt Lake Valley are probably curious about. If you got family members over that way, they did conduct some evacuations. They did have people heading out of their properties. It's not clear what has burned, although they have talked about apartments in that area. They've talked about flames coming from roofs, and it's unclear as to what exactly was in reference. But on this shot, you can see another member of Unified Fire Authority and another engine heading over to this area as this plume actually just continues to grow, and not what we're hoping to see, which is that gray smoke you see in the corner, but this dark black plume of smoke that is actually moving now, follow my finger, this direction. And they actually just panned up the camera for us in UDOT traffic headquarters so we can get a better vantage point of this, whether they're watching our live stream or not, or any of the other stations that are streaming this right now. But this camera angle has been panned up. And most importantly, look at the traffic impacts here. People are still driving down this road as they have it blocked off further down this way. I know it's a little pixelated, but further down 13th East, you can see that there's a significant traffic impact here from what is going on. As we learn more, of course, we will bring it to you. Thanks for watching us live here on the channel. We'll try to do more of these, give you more updates as we learn them. Please subscribe and share. We are one of the local stations here in Utah that are always bringing you the very latest in what we know, and as evolving situations like this happen, we will be sure to share them with you. But again, join us coming up in just a few minutes at 4 o'clock, where we'll have more. It's unclear if we're going to bring you special coverage of something else coming in, but this is a rapidly evolving situation. And you can follow it on the live stream right now on our Facebook page, KUTV 2 News, where you can see this traffic camera that they actually enhance the view for everybody so you can actually get a better vantage point of what is burning. But again, initially, this started with what was some sort of an explosion, and we were rolling on the traffic cameras as that happened, and you could see that detonation here of some sort of whatever the ignition source was. But then you'll see it from this wider angle. If you look up towards that Holiday logo on the UDOT camera, the flames that pop up real quick, and now the evolving situation to where we are here. So that was about 45 minutes ago, and this is present day time. And again, a live look from one of our cameras that are out there showing this scene as it evolves. Stay with us on 2 News for the very latest. We've got reporters out there and crews out there, and we're covering this from all angles, so we'll be sure to keep you updated. Take care.